Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Out of the Box. I'm G.
And I'm A.
Today we are getting comfy. We are going to sit down and talk about unpopular opinions. This is a series we are going to start where we need your guys' help. So I'm going to say it now. Make sure to leave an unpopular opinion if you have one down in the comments so we can make this a series. Let's jump right on in. The first popular opinion comes from someone on TikTok. So my unpopular opinion is I don't tip when I pay at a restaurant. I just pay the total and then leave. I feel like the money that's used for tipping could go towards something else like gas.
That is definitely an unpopular opinion, I will say.
Yeah.
Because I think just in society, we have grown up to always tip or to always be generous towards our waiters and waitresses in customer service. And I also do think they deserve it. I also know people who say, or who used to be waiters, say they rely heavily on the tips because that's the only thing that's not getting tax deducted or whatever. They get that full amount. So in my opinion, I think you should tip just because they're serving you. They are getting what you need, and to not compensate for that, I don't know if it would come off rude, but just in my opinion, I think you should always at least tip something.
Yeah.
I try to tip at least 15%
Yeah.
every single time, but it also depends on how well the service is.
Yeah. It also just depends on where you're from. Because I know the U.S. is very nonchalant about tipping, but in other countries, like Thailand, for say, tipping is a huge must-do. Like, if you're a tourist, you have to pretty much insinuate that you will be tipping because that's their livelihood, and they don't have minimum wages that financially, like, cover everything for the entire year. So tipping is very different to different countries. So I personally think if I was a waitress or a bartender or something in the customer service industry, I would want to tip if I was servicing you and it was great.
I agree.
But I don't know also because the economy is getting really expensive. And so I would understand why tipping would kind of decrease right now because of the high prices of other products for daily living.
Yeah.
So I do understand both sides. Personally, I will always try to tip, but it comes down to your own finances. So it's an unpopular opinion for sure.
Yeah, I agree. So another unpopular opinion is cancel culture isn't real. I agree with this one because you can cancel someone, but they still have a career. They still can go do things. It's not like their entire end of the world is done.
But okay, I'm coming at it at a different angle. I think, let's for an example use Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively. Justin got canceled.
Yeah, but he still has a career.
But he got canceled. He does not have a career right now. I do not see him getting a career, like a job in the next couple years that isn't to the standard that he was at.
Okay, I agree with that, but he still is an actor. He still audition and things and still have somewhat of a career. I also think Blake, if anything, is going to be the one that feels the wrath the most.
Yeah.
And she could be canceled completely.
Yeah.
And no one likes her, so therefore no more career. But I think cancel culture is just kind of a little bit overrated where, like, in that one moment, that person is done. But give them a few months and they pop back up again, or they just continue on with their lives and careers. Nothing really happened.
Yeah. I think it's very different in the situation, obviously, because some creators, like, in general, there was a really popular podcast and somebody got canceled from it for a while, but now she's back. So I understand, like, maybe not canceling for the entirety of the rest of your career, but she did have to step away from her main source of income because the fans were not happy about it. So there are some cases where you could get canceled, but like you said, yeah, like the majority of people come back. But I think the audience in general is only accepting of their comeback if they do a proper, like, apology.
Yeah.
And, like, have done self-reflection.
That's fair. Okay, so then what do you think about this unpopular opinion? Hustle culture is toxic or can be toxic.
Yeah.
But laziness is worse. So, like, not doing anything.
Again, I'm taking it from where I am personally right now in my life. And we're in the grinding state of our, I want to say, like, careers. Because you just have to grind it out as a content influencer. But maybe that's not the case later on. But right now we're grinding. So I don't get the aspect of grinding culture is what? Toxic. It is toxic. But I feel like there's ways to move around that.
Yeah. See, I just think balance is key.
Yeah.
And that can be very hard depending on what career you chose. But hard work is still necessary. So, like, it's the balance between hard work and then overdoing it.
Yeah, I guess. But some people in their own minds have to grind. Like, that's all they know, like work, 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 versus work for 5 days, have 2 to 3 days off. So, like, I don't know. It's very different for each person. That's why it's an unpopular opinion.
Right?
But I do understand the need of balance, but it's so much harder said than done.
I agree. So this one might hit a nerve.
Yeah.
Thai food is better than Italian food. But hear me out. Thai food has spices and complexity, right? It's not just pasta and cheese.
But so is Italian food.
Is it?
Italian food, yes, I understand, has a lot of the same ingredients for a lot of their meals and food preps, but are we taking into point like the culture too? Because Italian food has so much culture, but also Thai food has so much culture. Like, they're just different.
Yeah, that's why it's an unpopular opinion. Thai food is better than Italian food.
Personally, because May and I, our family, or extended family, I should say, owns a Thai restaurant, I think we are biased to the fact that Thai food is better than Italian food. But don't get me wrong, because I could eat pasta every single day.
The next one has to do with wine. You like wine?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Popular opinion, expensive wine is a scam. Because, hear me out, most people cannot tell the difference between expensive wine and just wine, like for me.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that, because I have gone on a couple wine tastings. Granted, they're probably not super high-end wines because, again, I don't have money coming out of my butthole, so I can't just really go to the most expensive wineries. But I have tried some nicer wines and some cheaper side wines, and I genuinely think the cheaper ones are better.
See, I don't like wine. I'm not a wine drinker, so all wines taste the same to me.
Yeah.
You're gonna really hate this next one.
Why?
Avocados are overrated.
Why?
Because they're bland and
But they're
without
not.
seasoning.
But they're not.
Yes, just a plain avocado, you open it and eat it. The very first time I ever tried an avocado, I honestly thought it was butter. It tasted exactly like butter. There's no flavor.
There is
And it's bland.
There's an avocado flavor.
No, there's like
It's
butter.
smooth
The
and
butter taste.
buttery.
That's
and
disgusting.
okay,
Like at that point, eat a straight up stick of butter.
but some people like just plain avocados. I know in high school, I used to just cut open an avocado and eat it. Okay, but are we talking about just avocados, or are we talking about like guacamole? Like,
No, just straight up avocados, not guacamole, because guacamole is good, but that's because you added spices and seasoning and different peppers and jalapenos, and you made it taste
so
like.
just talking about the dang fruit.
Yeah, wait, avocado's a fruit?
Well, technically, that it has a seed.
Okay, whatever. I'm talking about straight up avocado. If you went to the store, you bought it, you opened, you eat it. You don't do anything to it.
Yeah, I could eat it straight up.
That's bland.
Maybe it's your texture thing, because avocados, I think.
Or I just have taste buds and you don't. Okay, we will not agree on this next one either.
Okay.
Pineapple belongs on pizza.
Yes, immediately.
No.
What do you mean now?
No. Okay, I understand the sweet and savory combo could be good.
Yes.
Not on pizza. That's actually disgusting.
No.
You're telling me you like temperature hot pineapple on your hot pizza.
Yeah.
No, pineapple should be eaten cold. That's literally
Okay,
it.
but what if you just like slice up pineapples and then put it on your hot slice of pizza? It would be still texture cold, but not cooked.
No, I don't know why, but the mixture between the pizza sauce or the cheese and then the pineapple, like I've tried it, okay? I have tried it. Maybe it's because I have food sensitivity stuff, or maybe I actually have taste buds.
Bruh, no, we're not twins. I stand by pineapple on pizza.
Okay,
That was an insult.
what do you think about this next one?
Okay.
Luxury travel isn't worth the money.
That's hard.
So, like, the experience matters more than being in a 5-star hotel.
Yes and no.
Like, my opinion,
Yeah, I don't know.
luxury, like, not like millions or hundreds of thousands of dollar trip, like
Yeah.
that type of luxury. No. Luxury as in just like a decent hotel with security. That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Or like maybe a hostel, but you did more research and like it's not a weird ass creepy one.
Yeah.
It's a well known one.
Yeah.
Because then you get to experience it with other people. You get to actually maybe be more involved in the culture
Yeah.
instead of being up at a 5-star pen hotel.
Like resort.
yeah.
I get both sides because I want to relate this back to just my own experiences for traveling, i.e., like, let's say, example, planes, right?
Okay.
We went to Thailand the other summer and we went fully economy because financially it was the smartest idea. It was that we shouldn't blow all of our money just because we wanted first class.
Mhm.
Yes, it was a 12-hour like plane ride, but we were fine.
It was doable.
And we ate just as much as first class did. The food was probably not as great as first class or business, but it had taste.
Yeah, it wasn't disgusting.
And if you're sitting with friends, I don't necessarily think we all need to be in first class. Granted, it would be cool to be in first class, but like you said, the memories of a 12-hour plane ride with your best friends, I think is more meaningful at the end of the day. I think it changes when you get older.
Okay.
That's so weird.
What about this unpopular opinion?
Okay.
Airports are actually fun.
I agree.
I agree. Because they enhance your experience. Again, it's just another new place to adventure and look at.
Yeah.
Because, and I also just think like the chaos that airports bring
Yeah.
is just part of the experience. Like it's a better experience with all the chaos than to have a boring airport.
Yeah. When you go to the airport, it's so much, for me personally, it's just a whole day of people watching. And if you like people watching, it is very entertaining, especially because security, entertaining as hell. Like, oh, you forgot your liquids? Oh, the guy, like the TSA guy is yelling at you? Amazing. Like, that is funny. But then there's like bomb threats, and then you're like, never mind, I don't want to be here, you know?
Yeah.
But in general, I think I agree with it. Airports are entertaining as hell.
This next one may offend a few folks.
Does it offend you?
Not really. I'm in the middle on this one.
Okay.
Marvel movies are overrated.
Yeah. I would agree for some Marvels. Some Marvel movies are overrated, but others were amped up just as much as they should have been.
Yeah. I just think sometimes they're overrated because they're formulaic and lack originality in some of them. Or some of them are dragged out for way too long.
We
Just
just
needs to be.
Yeah, we just saw Captain America, and that was 2 hours, and like it could have definitely been an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, but then you have the Avengers, like Endgame or something, and those are amazing.
Yeah.
And the 2 hours go by like that. So I think it depends on the writer and how you produce it.
The actors.
But I agree that Marvel can be overrated. There's just throwing more movies out there, but not making them original. And they do have a formulaic outline. Yeah.
Like a lot of the movies, the plots are very similar, but with different characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do understand that mundane part of it.
Ooh, I'm interested in this next one.
Okay.
And what you think. Soulmates don't exist.
But then how would you explain relationships that are like soulmates?
Okay, so for me, relationships take effort, not fate.
Yeah, but
Like you can get along with someone really well.
Yeah.
But you still need to put the energy into the relationship. You're still going to argue. You're not going to agree on every single thing. And you're not going to find someone who's going to agree with you on every single thing.
Yeah.
And that's what people assume soulmates are. Like, oh my God, they're the better half of me. Or like, they're just like me. They're my soulmate. No, like fate doesn't do anything with that. I think it's
fate led you to Miranda. Or like, what would you consider like spontaneously like meeting your person? Because, like, without social media, you would have never met Miranda. And without her scrolling through TikTok one night, she would have never found you.
well, you don't know that.
But, no, I don't know.
And
that,
we
but
just can't go back and live a different life without, like, however
But
you
you
met your
have-
significant
yeah.
other.
But that's what I'm saying. You have to also, to an extent, agree that fate brought you two together. But you do add the work, and you do put in the, like, time to make the relationship work. But fate did have some little inkling to be like, oh, Miranda, tonight is the night you should be scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah, but then there's the people who just assume that, like, they see one person and be like, that's my soulmate. That's not what I agree with.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
Hard.
fate can have a little bit of it, but it's not the full reason that you met your soulmate or that you found your soulmate.
I know I'm someone who truly says, like, if it's meant to be, it will be. And I say that a lot with, like, my love life or just relationship status in general. Like, I truly believe if it's meant to be, no matter where you are in the world or what you're doing, you're going to cross paths at some point.
I think it always was meant to be. So even if social media didn't have anything to do, I think we would have found each other at some point in time.
So you think if Miranda wasn't on TikTok that night that she was scrolling and she found her live talking about the Thailand trip, you think you would have met her some other way? She lives in butt-fuck nowhere. And she isn't on social media. So, like, how would you have met?
This is a completely just a hypothetical on a different life if we ever lived it. Let's go to this next one.
Okay.
Especially in this economy, I want to know your opinion, but
Oh God.
it used to be an unpopular opinion, and it still can be an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
It's okay to date for money.
What year is that from? I don't know. The gold digger in me a little bit wants to date for money, just for selfish reasons. But then also the human side of me knows that you can't expect true love from just money.
Yeah. I think security and stability are important.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people sometimes will decide to date or marry for money.
I think dating somebody who's rich and then seeing if you have a life with them.
Yeah, but I think I agree more with you.
Yeah.
It's just like you can't just rely on the money to bring you happiness.
Yeah.
You need that person as well to bring you happiness, and you need to be compatible.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm so confused in the news more lately, where like older men, like for example, Bill Belichick. For those of you who don't know, Bill Belichick is dating a 24-year-old, and I think he's in his 70s.
And a lot of people are
maybe 80s.
Yeah, a lot of people are coming at her for being a gold digger and for whatever because of the age difference. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like talking about that because it's so weird and uncomfy to see physically.
Yeah.
Like when they're together, like they were out and about on the red carpet, and it was just really the first time they were together out in public with personal photos, and it's just like, that is so uneasy. Like, that's so weird.
I just want to know what a 24-year-old and a 70, 80-year-old person have in common.
Yeah.
Where you can have a
Same.
literal relationship and like
Same.
date.
Same. Because I cannot ever see myself dating anybody older than 10 years of me.
So that's why I'm wondering if she's doing it just for the money.
Maybe there's a side of her that is chasing the money side. But I feel like if you're the one coming into the relationship that doesn't have the money, there's already going to be barriers between you and said money. I don't know. There has to be a real connection there, because why else would they be there? Unless Bill's just handing her money back. Yeah. Who knows?
For the last one for this episode of Unpopular Opinions, men and women can just be friends.
Yes, I agree. 100%.
I agree as well. I don't know why there's so much issues with couples or partners where they like freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
That their significant other either has guy friends or like girlfriends, and not in that like romantic way or attraction way, just literally a girl who's a friend or a guy who's a friend.
Yeah.
I think it determines on the person. And I heard, and correct me wrong, but you know guys more than me. I heard that men are more likely not to assume girlfriends are just girlfriends or just friends. Guys don't always just want that friendship with a girl.
Mm-hmm.
They're more likely to want something from that girl or something else, like ulterior motives behind the friendship.
Yeah.
But the girl just really wants the friendship. But the guy always has an ulterior motive. But I don't think it's all guys. I just think it's most men, maybe.
I think I'm different because I don't think that, because there are like great girl and guy friends who are just platonically just friends. And so saying that most men might have an ulterior idea or concept of the friendship, granted, yes, boys will be boys, but I don't think just all men do that.
Yeah.
So I believe that if you're dating somebody, they can have the opposite sex friends, and I can have the opposite sex friend too.
Yeah,
You just have to make your boundaries and be communicative, I feel.
Yeah.
Because like if there's no communication, then yeah, it will not work.
Well, it's just like not everything is about attraction.
Yeah.
Like you could just like the friendship aspect.
Yeah.
But I also think it depends on you as a person as well. Like, are you confident in yourself? Are you confident in what you bring to the table? Do you trust your partner?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of different aspects that go into this unpopular opinion that I don't think a lot of people think about.
Mhm.
They just jump to conclusions and like, oh, you're a guy, she's a girl, you must like her.
I think that's everyone's first original reaction.
So like,
But I don't think once you get to like know the person or the friend group itself, I don't think that would be your idea.
Oh, so like, how would you feel then if your significant other
Yeah.
is like, I'm gonna go hang out with this Sophia girl or whatever?
Yeah.
Would you think twice? Would you be like, why? Or just let him go?
I think I would let him go, because if you are not giving me a reason to be questioning you, I don't have a place to question you.
No, that's what I think so too.
If I can trust you and our communication is good and whatever, I don't see anything wrong with hanging out with opposite sexes. And vice versa. If you trust me and I'm not going to do anything and I say I'm not going to do anything, there's nothing going to happen. But if there ever comes a time where you have betrayed that trust, obviously there will be more questions.
Yeah.
But I think it's also, again, a personal issue, and the relationship couple itself has to deal with that on their own terms. And it's going to be different for everybody. So I can be saying, oh, I wouldn't care if my man goes hangs out with a girl, blah, 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 when some other chick might. So who knows? It's very different. But
it's definitely
interesting.
An unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, for
I think
sure.
it's one of the top unpopular opinions. Because I don't think a ton of women also have that same mindset. Because I think jealousy, or if you're not content in your relationship, it contributes to the factor where you're like, no, they can't.
Yeah. But how do you feel, because you're in a different type of relationship? You're dating a girl, obviously. How do you feel when she hangs out with her other girlfriends?
I don't have an issue.
Yeah.
Like, I really, truly don't. But I think women also don't have as many ulterior motives as what some men could have. And I'm not saying all men have the same ulterior motives, but I think it's just more common for men to have ulterior motives.
Interesting.
But like for me, because I'm dating a girl, I don't have issues with her having male friends or girlfriends or whatever, but I'm also content in my relationship. I'm also secure in it. I trust her. She trusts me. Like, that's also why I believe that, like, you can hang out with opposite sex and not have any attraction.
That's the one thing I also, like, never understood, why people were so, like, jealous of the others, of their spouse, because of their relationship with a different sex. But, like, for me personally, it's like, if that is your main concern in your relationship, you have a lot to work on.
That's what I think. So I lend you the same. Like, if you don't have trust, you don't have a relationship.
Yeah.
In my own opinion, because, like, what type of relationship is that where you have to question your partner's every move?
Yeah.
And everything they say? That's not a relationship. I feel like that's just straight up anxiety.
It is a constant anxiety.
But that's all that we have for you for this episode of Unpopular Opinions. I cannot wait for more Unpopular Opinions to see what they are and see if we both agree, if we don't agree, and whatnot. But that's all that we have. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We are going to start this series, but it has to be a collaborative series, so you guys need to put your input, your unpopular opinions, to help us with the series. So make sure to leave your unpopular opinion down below, or add to the discussion. Whether you like some of these, do you agree with some, do you not agree with, why would you agree with some of these? It's interesting to always hear different perspectives. So on this podcast, we really truly are trying to make it more of a collaboration between us on this couch and you guys who are watching. So keep on listening, keep on living.
And as always, be kind to others and happy yourself. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.